So let's start with the graph coloring problem. So usually the graph coloring, the word itself says that this problem can be of two types. One of them can be the vertex coloring problem, or it can be edge coloring problem. So by default, when we talk about graph coloring problem, we refer the first one, that is vertex coloring problem. So we'll just go through the definition first of all. So in case of undirected graph, let us call that graph as G, and let's say that there are n number of vertices and we have m number of colors. So with n number of vertices and m number of colors, I need to color the vertices of the graph in such a way that any two adjacent vertices should not be with the same color. So we have a number of colors, we have number of vertices, and we need to design the system in such a way that no two adjacent vertices should have the same color. Alright, so the task is to identify that if I have m number of colors and n number of vertices, then I need to color all the adjacent vertices in such a way that two vertices having an edge in between, that is the adjacent vertices, should not have the same color. So again, this vertex coloring problem can be divided into two parts. One of them is known as the M, where M is the number of color, M coloring decision problem, and the second one is known as M coloring optimization problem. So first of all, let us see what is the difference between a decision problem and optimization problem. So in the first case, when we talk about M coloring decision problem, then we have M number of colors, and these colors are already given to us, and we need to make a decision that whether it is possible to color the vertices in such a way that it going to follow the vertex coloring property, that is no two adjacent vertices should have the same color. Whereas in case of coloring optimization problem, what we need to do is we need to identify that what is the minimum number of colors which is required to color the adjacent vertices, right? So I hope you are getting the difference between them. The first one is the number of colors are given to you, and we need to identify whether it is possible to color the graph in such a way that two adjacent vertices are of the different colors. The second one is we need to identify that how many minimum colors are required to follow this property. So both of them are different types of problem, but by default we talk about the decision problem. So as I told you that we are going to follow the property of backtracking. So let's say that m number of colors are given to me, and we need to perform the backtracking algorithm in such a way that the property is going to be satisfied. So till now we have seen some of the problems related to backtracking, and we have seen that we try to explore all the possible solutions by creating some state space tree, and we identify the possible combinations of solution out of the given set of decisions. So here again we are going to follow the same approach. We will take an example. We'll see that with the help of an example we will try to create a state space tree, and whenever it is not possible to get the answer, we simply backtrack and try to opt for the second path, and so on. Right, so just like earlier possible solutions, it is also possible to have different possible answers. So let's go through it first of all. So we'll just see what are the steps we are going to follow, and then we will take an example. So the algorithm is going to follow the same set of steps. So I have just written it in the form of statements so that it would be easy to understand. So we consider that a graph G is given to us, and then we try to represent the graph in the form of a matrix. Then some number of vertices, let's say V is given, and some number of colors, let M colors are given. So we start with any of the vertex, right? Let's call this particular vertex as source vertex. And this is because the first condition, this is because the first vertex, we are not going to check any condition with respect to the source vertex. So let's say that if I have 5 number of colors and you have a graph consisting of, let's say, 7 vertices, then no matter which color I select for the source vertex, right? So this is just like a basic condition. We do not need to perform any post processing after selecting a color. So for the source vertex, select any of the color and then proceed for the next vertex, and so on. So from next vertex onwards, what we are going to do, so out of the given m number of colors, I can select any other color right? So again, any of the color can be selected multiple times. So I can select any of the color from the given m number of colors, and then I see that whether there exists an edge from the current vertex to any other vertices. And if there exists an edge, I should be knowing that what is the color of the adjacent vertex with the current vertex. And if two vertices are going to have the same color and they are adjacent to each other, then you drop that particular color and check for the next possible color that you have. And this process will keep on going unless and until the graph is colored in such a way that no adjacent vertices are going to have the same color. So as per point number 3b, we need to check that after selecting a color, if there exists an edge between the two adjacent vertices, and if the colors are same, we are not supposed to select that color. Therefore, we go for the next possible combination. So if there is any adjacent vertex which is going to have the same color, then go for the next color from the list, and you will keep on repeating this particular steps unless and until all the colors are filled in the vertices in such a way that the adjacent vertices are having different colors. And if you can just prove that there is no possibility of getting the condition which has been given, then you conclude that such possible answers are not there. Therefore, it is not possible to color the graph with the given number of colors, and then you return false. Otherwise, you will return true along with which color you have associated with which vertex, right? So this is a brief. I'll just go through it one more time. So you identify the source vertex, pick a particular color for the source vertex. From the second vertex onwards, take another color and see that the adjacent vertices should not have the same color. If they are having the same color, go for the next possible color. And you repeat the process unless and until adjacent vertices are colored with different colors. And if it is not possible to color all the vertices from the given number of m colors, then we say that it is not possible to color the graph, and therefore we return false. Otherwise, if the the graph is colored as per the condition, then we return true along with which vertex is colored with which color. So this is the brief about the graph coloring problem. So let's see an example here. So consider that we have four vertices, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So n number of vertices. So here n is equals to 4, and we have three colors. So the value of m is 3. And let me just name those colors as C1, C2, and C3. So before starting with exploring all the possibilities, what you can do is you can take any of them as a source vertex. Let's say I take 3 as a source vertex, and out of the given three colors, that is C1, C2, and C3, let's say that I'm selecting C1 for this vertex 3. Now I can go with 4, or I can go with 1, or I can go with 2. So let's say that we take the next vertex as 1. So look at the adjacent of 1s. So adjacent of 1 is 2, 3, and 4. Now 3 is already colored with C1. Therefore, the condition is that 1 cannot take C1 as the color. So the possibility is you can either take C2 or C3. So you have taken C2, for example. Then you go to next vertex. Let's say we are selecting vertex 2. Now the adjacent of vertex 2 are 1 and 3. 1 is colored with C2, 3 is colored with C1. So the only possibility as per the condition is I can select the color C3. Similarly, the last vertex is 4. The adjacent of 4 is 1 and 3. So 4 is adjacent to 1, but 1 is having color C2, 3 is having color C1. So now the 4 can be colored with, let's say, C3, right? So in the same manner, you can start with any particular vertex with any particular color, and you can see that multiple combinations are possible to satisfy the condition. But we need to follow some proper set of steps. Therefore, we will see that how we are going to create a tree and how we are going to explore the path in order to get the answer. So to explore the path, we need to fix upon one particular source vertex. So let's say that 1 is the source vertex as per the tree that we have drawn here. Then we start with the rest of the adjacent vertices, and we keep on following the path unless and until we get all the valid solution. So let's see this. Keep this graph with you. The number of vertices are 4, and along with the number of edges. So let's say that in this particular graph, we have selected 1 as the source vertex. So I can color 1 with either C1 or C2 or C3 because we have an open choice. The reason is this is going to be the start vertex. So what we have done is we have created a tree. Look at the formation of a tree by keeping this graph with you. So we have started with the first combination. You can see that V is equals to 1 is actually corresponding to the vertex. So initially, there is no color into any of the vertices. We can start with C1 or C2 or C3. Now you have three possibilities, but if you select C1, you need to follow that what are the other combinations I can take for the rest of the vertices. So in the same manner, we have created a tree. Although this tree is incomplete, but just to show you the valid number of paths, we are going to follow the steps. So the first vertex can be colored with C1 or C2 or C3. So this is about the first level that we have completed. Now, when I go with the second vertex, right, when the next vertex is vertex number 2. So once I have selected C1 for first vertex, and if vertex 2 is adjacent to vertex 1, then I cannot select this color C1. So you can look at the graph, the adjacent of 1 are 2, 3, and 4. So if C1 is selected for vertex 1, I cannot select C1 for 2, 3, or 4. So what we are going to explore is, we are going to explore the next vertex, that is vertex 2. This is already getting first color, that is C1. And if I apply the same color to the second vertex, then you can see that the adjacent vertices are having the same color. Therefore, you stop this particular combination at this point and then we backtrack. Right, so this arrow is actually to backtrack. I do not need to explore rest of the combination. The reason is at this particular time we have got a decision that this is not a valid condition, therefore backtrack. Then when you backtrack, you select for rest of the possibilities. So the rest of the possibilities are I can either take C2 or I can take C3. And when we talk about the second vertex, when V is equals to 2, then you can see that both of them are the valid choice. So I can take C2 for the second vertex or I can take C3 for the second vertex. Now go to the vertex 2, look at the adjacent of 2. So adjacent of 2 are 1 and 3. We have already taken care that the vertex 1 and vertex 2 should have different colors. So my next step is to see that now this vertex 3, which is adjacent to vertex 2 as well as vertex 1, should not have the common color. Therefore, we go to the next level. V is equals to 3. Again, we identify all the three possibilities. So can I take C1, C2 or C3? So definitely I cannot take C2 because second vertex is already colored with C2 and 2 and 3 are adjacent. Similarly, can I take C1? So you can see that I cannot take C1. The reason is the first vertex and the third vertex are adjacent. So the next possibility is to get a new color, that is C3. So when you're taking this new color, you can see that the first vertex is colored with C1, the second is colored with C2. So I can definitely take this third color as C3, right? And then we explore further. Now for the fourth vertex, look at the graph. The fourth vertex is adjacent to 1 and 3 only. So 1 is colored with C1, right? We have seen that 1 is colored with C1 and 3 is colored with C3. So look at the vertex 4. So for vertex 4, this is the tree we are going to follow. So can I color vertex 4 with C1? No, because the reason is vertex 1 and vertex 4 are adjacent to each other. Therefore, you cannot select C1. Can I select C2? Well, you can see that the adjacent of vertex 4 is 1 and 3 and the corresponding colors are C1 and C3. So I can select this vertex C2 and I can make this decision. And therefore all the vertices are colored with different colors such that no adjacent vertices share the same color. Therefore this is one of the valid answer. Similarly, can I select C3 here? So I cannot select C3. The reason is vertex 3 is already colored with C3. 3 and 4 are adjacent. Therefore, the fourth vertex cannot take color C3. In the same way, you can explore this path. You will again get certain combinations. So corresponding to each and every color, I have tried to explore one possible answers. But again, as I told you, that a number of answers are possible here. For that, you need to go through all the possible combinations. So once you have drawn the tree and you have got multiple answers, so now the thing is that how to keep up everything in the form of solution. So for that, how you are going to write down the solution? So this is how we write down the solution, that if I have vertices 1, 2, 3, and 4, I can simply write down the colors through which we have colored all the adjacent vertices.